Hey guys, it's Lauren, and today we're going to talk about 4 of my favorite brain gym exercises, what they are, how you can do them, and how you can teach them to your kiddos so they can increase their focus, increase how the 2 hemispheres of their brain are talking to each other. Let's get started. Exercise that we're going to talk about is called the cross crawl. Again, these exercises came from Brain Gym. I have not personally been certified, but I have worked closely with a teacher who has been certified and saw a bunch of amazing results with her kiddos in her classroom. So the first exercise we're going to do is called the cross crawl. Essentially, you're going to take one elbow. So this is my left elbow. I'm going to take my left elbow and I'm going to bring it to my right knee. So I'm crossing my body. This requires both hemispheres of my brain to work together, sending electricity from my right hemisphere, which controls my left hand, and my left hemisphere, which controls my right knee, through the corpus callosum, which is essentially like a gatekeeper in the middle of your brain, and then sending those signals to the muscles in that area to actually activate the motion. So by doing things crossing midline or crossing the body, the midline, think of it as a line that goes straight through your center of your eyes, through your nose, through your belly button, all the way through in between your legs. And one half of your body is on this side and one half of your body is on the other side. So what you're gonna do again is you're gonna bring one elbow to the opposite knee. So we're just gonna do this 10 times each side. So I'm a typically developing adult who does not have any trouble standing on one leg. So that is fairly easy for me. Again, there's different modifications. If your kiddo cannot stand on one leg, I'll show you a modification in a second of sitting in a chair. I would also say you can combine these movements, right? So you can have a kiddo, if they're practicing their numbers, say their numbers out loud. So if they're practicing 1 to 10 or 1 to 20, you can count 1, 2, make them count with you, 3, 4. If your kiddo, if that is a struggle for them, they're not able to count out loud till 20, I would put them in a chair. So I would take the balance component out of it completely, because when you're doing it standing, you're really actually doing 3 tasks at once, counting, standing, and doing the cross crawl. So you're doing motor planning, which is the left and right hemispheres of your brain working together to produce the motion. You're also challenging the proprioceptive system by standing on one foot, and you're also triple tasking when you are requiring the brain to activate its memory banks and learn information in order to count out loud. If you have a chair, essentially it's going to be the same thing. You're still going to take your left elbow to your right knee, but this way you don't have to worry about falling over, and the kiddo can do this easier. Again, if you have a kiddo who is non-ambulatory, you can actually do this in different positions. You can move their elbow to their knee and sideline. You can do it hand over hand. Maybe they can lift their knee, but they can't bring their elbow to it. You can help guide them by rotating their trunk from this direction. It's a really great exercise from all areas. The second exercise is going to be called the hookups. You're going to take your right hand and your right leg, cross them over the top of each other, turn your palms in to face each other, fingers to fingers. You're going to interlock your fingers, and then there's going to be a hole in between your arms, so you are going to pull your wrist underneath that. So again, I'll do it a little bit closer. Right arm, right leg, cross, cross. Grab your fingers and then pull it underneath, so your hands are going to go towards your belly button, underneath and through the hole. While you're here, you're going to take 5 deep breaths. You're going to take some belly breaths. So if you don't know how to do belly breathing, then I will link a belly breathing tutorial underneath, but essentially when you breathe in, your belly is gonna go out, and when you breathe out, your belly is gonna go back in. You're gonna breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles. So breathe in. Then you're gonna switch. Left arm goes up, left leg goes over, cross over the top, palms towards each other, grab your fingers, go underneath, scoop towards your belly button, up towards your head, and under the hole. 5 deep breaths. And then after that, you're gonna kind of shake it out. Your fingertips are gonna come together, and you're gonna take 5 more deep breaths. The third exercise that we're gonna do is called brain buttons. This is gonna be kind of the most complicated. It's a little bit funky, but I'm gonna come closer so you guys can see the hand placements. You're gonna take your fingers, make a peace sign, and then bring your fingers together. You're gonna find, if this is my right hand, I'm gonna find my left collarbone, and I'm gonna go about 1 inch below it to a soft spot. So you wanna kind of feel in there, there's gonna be a soft spot, and you're gonna have your fingers there. The other hand, your fingers are gonna go straight on your belly button. Now, your top hand is supposed to wiggle like this. I do find that a lot of kiddos cannot do this, so if they cannot wiggle while they do the next motion, I just allow them to keep their fingers right where they are. Then I have them progress up to that once they master the eyeball part, which is coming up right now. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're going to have them look straight. Their head is gonna stay totally still like a statue. So you can have them kind of try to keep their head straight, say, oh, our head is gonna be still like a statue. Or you can actually place your hands on their head to help them isolate their eyeballs while keeping their head steady. So essentially you're gonna have them look all the way to the right with just their eyeballs and look all the way to the left with just their eyeballs while maintaining the hands in the same position. So you're gonna do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And that is going to assist them with reading. In order to read, you have to go from one side of the page to the other, cross that midline, and you have to track along a horizontal plane. You can also increase the difficulty of this. A lot of times kiddos have trouble with just going horizontally, but you can also go up and down, and that's gonna help them when they're copying from the board and kind of taking notes, is that tracking from up to down. For the board, which is up, to my paper, which is down. So depending on what your kiddo may be struggling with, you can assist and change that up as well. So after you do 5 side to side, if 5 is easy, then I would do 10. But a lot of times 5 is super, super difficult for kiddos. You might have to cue them, look to the right to the window, look to the left to the wall, put something bright like a poster, something that they can actively understand that their eyeball is moving separately from their head, because a lot of times we're just looking straight ahead and we move to look, but we're still looking straight ahead. We're not actually activating our whole eyeball motion that we have available. Again, to switch hands, that was my right hand. Now I'm gonna do my left hand, peace sign, bring the fingers together. Go to my right collarbone, since this is my left hand. Go about 1 inch or kind of 1 finger width underneath to the soft spot. Other hand on my belly button. And then I'm gonna keep my head still and move my eyeballs same direction. And 5 times. 3, 4, 5. And you want the eyeball motion to be gentle. There's a light right in front of me, and so I could tell my eyeballs were getting kind of tired because of all the light input, but they jumped a little bit going to the left. You want it to be nice and smooth. So again, if you're holding the kiddo's head, you want it to be really gentle, just a cue for them to isolate just their eyeballs. So they're still gonna go just left to right or right to left, whatever they prefer. And then again, up to down, if they struggle with that as well, or you just want, they've been doing these for a while, you want to add another component onto it. The last exercise is called figure eights. Essentially, you want a straight arm and you want their body to stay facing forward. Kiddos will rotate, but that's gonna compensate them. They're not actually gonna cross midline. So you're gonna basically start up at the top, go towards the middle. You're gonna think of an 8 on its side. So you're gonna start from the top, go on a downward slope, cross the middle, go over to the side, up, downward slope, and you're gonna do 5 to 10 of these just with your right arm without moving your body. So this is actually difficult for me. When I was a kiddo, I would lay my head down on my desk and put my paper to one side, and everyone thought I had a vision issue. But when my mom asked me, like, Lauren, can you not see anything? I'm like, no, I just like to do it this way. It wasn't until I was an adult working in the school districts as a physical therapist that I met an OT who was like, oh, girlfriend, you just didn't want to cross midline. So if I lay my head down on my desk, so imagine me sitting on my desk, I lay my head down on my desk, it's rotated towards my piece of paper, and then my piece of paper is right here. All of my writing is on the right side of my body. It's all over here, where if I sit up and the paper's in front of me, I have to write from the left side to the right side, but I didn't want to cross midline. So I did everything over here, but I didn't want to just like do it like this. So I just laid down and wrote like that. So if you notice that, it could be your kiddo having difficulty with crossing midline. I told my mom about that. She's like, oh my God, no one ever said anything. Totally wish we would have known. Maybe we would have gotten you some help. Turned out okay, but again, it could have made some things easier had I known that's what my body was doing. So we're gonna do left side now. Go start at the top, go down slope across the middle to the left. For whatever reason, this side's actually a ton easier for me. We're gonna do 5 to 10, trying to keep our body straight. And then to make this more difficult, you can bring your arms together, which is super tough for me. Go up, down. And so this is really crossing midline here. So I'm only gonna do 5 because that's actually really hard. That was probably 3.5. Okay, so I hope this was really helpful for you guys. Again, I'm not certified in Brain Gym, but I'm gonna link all their stuff below so that you can check them out, because I really have seen a ton of benefit from these exercises and helping kiddos do them and focus in schools, and then also just helping them regulate their body as well as just improving how their body moves in space. If you have any questions, shoot them in the comments down below. Anything specific that you have questions on or you would like to see from me. I love creating content specifically for you guys based on what you would like to learn about, whether it's for you or for your kiddos. Anything I can do to help. Have an awesome day. Bye.